Einstein was a terrible student. Mozart composed symphonies at 5. Serena Williams has built one of the greatest athletic careers in history. Were all three intelligent? The answer depends entirely on how you define intelligence. Intelligence, the ability to learn from experience, solve problems, and adapt to the environment, has been defined and measured in dozens of ways. The question of what intelligence is, how many types there are, and what determines it has generated more debate than almost any other topic in psychology. Howard Gardner proposed that there is not one general intelligence, but at least 8 distinct intelligences: linguistic, logical mathematical, spatial, musical, bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic. Each has its own developmental trajectory, neural substrate, and cultural valuation. He later proposed an existential intelligence. Gardner drew on several lines of evidence. Savant syndrome shows that exceptional ability in one domain can coexist with severe deficits in others. Specific brain damage can eliminate one ability while leaving others intact, and different cultures value and develop different intellectual abilities, suggesting that intelligence is culturally constructed. Critics argue that Gardner's multiple intelligences lack adequate psychometric validation. The 8 intelligences correlate with each other and with general IQ, suggesting they measure overlapping rather than independent abilities. Many critics see musical and bodily kinesthetic abilities as talents rather than intelligences, blurring an important distinction. Robert Sternberg proposed 3 types of intelligence: analytical intelligence, the ability to solve academic problems as measured by IQ tests; creative intelligence, the ability to generate novel ideas and adapt to new situations; and practical intelligence, the ability to solve real-world problems and manage everyday challenges. Practical intelligence often involves tacit knowledge, the implicit, unspoken understanding of how to navigate situations that is rarely taught directly. Research shows that tacit knowledge scores predict job success as well as or better than traditional IQ. This challenges the dominance of academic ability in defining intelligence. Twin and adoption studies consistently show that intelligence is substantially heritable. Identical twins show much higher IQ correlations than fraternal twins, even when raised apart. Heritability estimates range from 50 to 80%. But heritability doesn't mean fixed. It describes the proportion of variance attributable to genes in a particular environment. The Flynn effect, the sustained rise in average IQ scores across the 20th century, demonstrates that environmental factors powerfully influence intelligence. Nutrition, education, exposure to abstract problem-solving, and reduced infectious disease burden are among the leading explanations. Genes set a range. Environment determines where within that range you land. Claude Steele demonstrated that members of groups associated with negative intellectual stereotypes perform worse on tests when that stereotype is made salient. Stereotype threat consumes working memory capacity, increasing anxiety and disrupting performance. The effect is situational. Remove the stereotype cue and the gap shrinks dramatically.